7 point, that is 7 benefit point, that is unlimited storage capacity. Is anyone try to explain in 1 or 2 lines what is the meaning of this unlimited storage capacity? Font size. Okay, so is anyone try to explain what is unlimited storage capacity? 1 or 2 minutes. If you know what is unlimited storage capacity, please explain. Otherwise, I will explain this thing. On the basis of requirement, we can increase storage capacity, right? On the basis of requirement, we can increase the storage capacity. But in on-premises, when the server is present in on-premises, then also on the basis of requirement, we will increase the storage capacity. So what is the benefit of unlimited storage capacity in cloud? We can add as per requirement. Good. Speak loudly. Okay. Okay. So in cloud comes unlimited storage capacity. The same thing, that is we increase the storage, but here is related to the scalability benefit above. The cloud has essentially unlimited capacity to store any types of data in various cloud data storage types. Depending on availability, performance, and frequency, the data has to be accessed. The meaning of that, for example, in today's date, I have 10 employees in my company and I need 100 GB space. But for 1 week, my company employees capacity increase and it becomes a 200 and I need some 500 GB storage. So on the immediate basis, we increase the scalability of my storage. But in on-premises, what we need to do, either we create a LUNs, we cut the storage from some, or either we attach some hard disk. But in cloud concept, on an immediate basis, we increase the storage. That is called as a scalability. Related to the scalability, in cloud immediate basis, we increase or decrease the storage. So this is the benefit of unlimited storage capacity. The rule of thumb is that cost of storage goes up according to the level of availability of the data, performance, and access frequency. The meaning of that is, if your company want more space, immediate basis, we increase the storage. If your company does not want more space, if your company decrease storage, then on the immediate basis also we will decrease the storage. So this is an unlimited storage capacity. Any questions regarding this point? If you have any questions, please write down in chat box. Otherwise, we go to next. Okay, very good. And restore data. This is very important points. Backup and restore data. What is meaning of backup? And try to explain what is backup and what is restore data. But you understand the meaning of backup in cloud terms or in server terms. What is backup? Or if anyone have done the backup work, then try to explain what is a backup. No risk of loss of data. That is what is backup in IT terms, in cloud terms, or in server terms. Backup means what? For example, you created one server, and server or in file server, there are many data. So on a daily basis, for example, I have stored one file on a today date, and tomorrow that file will be deleted by mistake for me also. For example, if you are using an Outlook and if you have deleted some mail, if you have used Outlook, so is the best example. If you have delete any mail, the mail first goes to the deleted items. If anyone can delete that mail, it will go to the recover deleted items. If anyone delete mail from the recover deleted items, then what? The question, excuse me, sir, please tell me how many days started this lecture. Tomorrow, we finish all the theoretical parts, clear all your doubts, whatever we have discussed. And from the next Saturday, we will start all the practical parts. And please tell me how many days started this lecture. This lecture started from 3 days. This is the fourth day lecture, theoretical lectures. And on the next Saturday, we'll go to the practical parts. So whatever doubts, please clear all your theoretical doubts, because when we go to the practical, your all theoretical doubts will be clear in a good manner. So we'll ask the question in practical. So what is the meaning of backup? Backup means that is we have to take a image copy of your data. Simple language, layman language, that is we have to create a duplicate copy of your data. In Outlook terms that I'm explaining, that is, for example, I'm using Outlook and I have deleted any emails by mistake. So my mail goes to the deleted items. But if anyone can delete that mail, again, delete from the deleted item, then what? Then it goes to the recovered deleted item. If anyone delete that email from the recovered deleted item, then what? Then also we have a backup from server for 30 days. We can restore that mail. So same thing for the file server. For example, if any data present in file server and by mistake or anyone can delete that data, then there is a backup. When the server is on premises, when the server is running on the on premises, then there are IT engineer or server engineer goes to the data centers or by remotely they take the backup. Incremental backup, differential backup, referential backup, daily backup, full backup. These are the different types of backup. If you go to the detail, these are very detailed parts, but I'm not explaining in a detail. Otherwise, in a simple terms, I will explain what is the different types of backup. Incremental backup, that is daily basis we have to take the backup. Differential, that is whatever the changes we have to store that. Then full backup, whatever the data present on a server, that will take a copy and paste somewhere, dump somewhere. That is called as a full backup. Mostly company take a full backup of weekly basis or monthly basis. Incremental backup and differential backup, mostly company decide on a daily basis. So these type of backup previously company using when they are in on premises. Now the cloud comes in picture. Then how the backup? So the backup part, the headache of this backup part or the work of this backup part done by cloud provider, that is AWS or Microsoft Amazon. Not Microsoft Amazon, Microsoft Azure or AWS. So their headache, they will do their backup and restore data. What is the meaning of restore data? Restore data means that is, for example, you have deleted one file from file servers, then you have a backup. And when you need to restore that, so restoration part coming in picture. So if you go to the practical or if you work on a practical environment, then you know how to restore the data. That is, in a tape backup, we have to restore the data, or in messaging parts, if you have to restore the data, there is a Exchange Control Panel, ECP, in that there is a features to restore the backup. So when in a rare to rare cases, if any user says that is, I have deleted my data is not present in deleted item, my data is not present in recovered deleted item. In a rare to rare cases, in 1% cases, 1% tickets or cases you receive from this type of. Mostly cases when your user deleted any data, it goes to the deleted item. But the data is not present in deleted item, then it goes to the recovered deleted item. The recovered deleted item also have some extension period. The company decided, for example, 30 days, 90 days, and after 30 days or 90 days, that data will be automatically deleted. After that, also there is some backup. Company decided to take the backup in a server side for 30 days retention periods. And in a rare to rare cases, if anyone asks, yes, we will give the backup. But mostly we suggest that is mostly we check all the things in a deleted and recovered deleted from the Outlook parts. The same from the file server. If any data is deleted, previously we have to take backup. That is, we go to the data center by remotely or physically we go to the data center. If your company data center is present in their premises, then engineer goes to the data center, attach the HP tape on the server, and then start the incremental. I have done these things in a practical, so I know all the things in detail, but for the time I'm explaining you in short points. So I go to the data centers and attach the HP tape and take the incremental backup on a daily basis after 5:30 or 6:30 p.m. And full backup, mostly we take a monthly basis. For example, data deleted and we want that data, then we copy that data and there is an option, semantic backup. If you learn all the things that Symantec backup. So we go to the Symantec backup. There is an option to restore the data, select the table and restore the data. So this is the meaning of backup and restore data. When the things goes to the cloud, AWS have AWS will do all this part, backup and restore data. If your data will delete it, you raise a tickets or you where the data backup copy is present, we restore the data. But mostly they will create a 3 copies by default, whatever the data stored, they will by default create a 3 copy from the Microsoft also. So we have to restore the data. This is the backup and restore data. Any questions regarding this line, backup and restore data, please ask in group chat. Clear. So the next point is, if you have any questions, any points, please ask in group chat. Do not hesitate, because if your doubt is clear on this, then only in practical you do everything in a better way. Disaster recovery. You know what is disaster recovery? What is disaster recovery? Anyone try to explain what is disaster recovery? Disaster word is a common word, disaster. And what is disaster recovery? Flood. Very good. Flood. Flood is a disaster. Anyone? Heavy loss recovery. Anyone again? What is disaster recovery and how we can recover disaster recovery? Yes, 1 or 2 minutes. Accidentally lost data, then we can recover. Earthquake. Earthquake, right? Earthquake. The disaster recovery. Flood, earthquake. Very good. Flood, earthquake, fire. Anything disaster means that is suddenly happens. Suddenly earthquake coming, earthquakes and my data center damage, or floods come, my data center fully water coming on my data center, and all my server will be lost. So these type of thing is called as a disaster, not data loss. Data loss is a means that is previously that we have decided, that is backup and recovery. But disaster means suddenly something happened on a big tragedy that you are saying, that is a flood, earthquake, fire. So these words is coming for the disaster. And recovery, how we can recover the data. For example, if I have one small company and my data center present in on-premises and suddenly earthquake occurs and my building collapse, then how we can recover the data. So in on-premises, this is a very big issue. And if so, what is a disaster recovery in cloud or on-premises? What on-premises, when the company when the company data is present in on-premises, for example, yesterday I have said you example of NetMagic or entity data, what they have done, they have created second data center. For example, one data center present in Mumbai, then second data present in Noida or Bangalore. So if any disaster by mistake or suddenly means, mostly disaster is not coming, but if disaster occurs, then they will take a copy or they will move your data or they will move all the point your all servers to the second data center. The same thing here also, that is AWS, we have to define different regions. The word is called the regions, geography regions. And when we create servers, or when we create any database for messaging parts or any, so we have to decide where is my second copy will be located, where will my second copy will be stored. For example, if any disaster occurs in Delhi location, so my secondary copy, for example, Mumbai location or Chennai location, so they will point your data. Previously, engineers will decide it. Previously, message engineering pointed or NetMagic engineer will be pointing all the things. And now when you go to the cloud, now when you go to the AWS or Microsoft Azure, then Microsoft engineers or AWS engineers will give you the SLA 99.99%, means that their headache, that is how they point your messaging server, how they move your file server, how they move your, how they point your, how they take the back of Active Directory and how they point all the Active Directory to the another data center location. So this is called as a disaster recovery. Any questions regarding this disaster recovery? Yes, if anyone, because this is very important terms in IT industry, disaster recovery. So when you go to the interview, mostly time when you become an IT engineer or server engineer, then for server engineers, this word is very important and mostly questions coming from the disaster recovery. What is the capacity or size to backup files? See, actually, there is no specific capacity or size to backup of files. Depend upon your storage, depend upon your file size. They will create a second copy in another location. For example, if I have a 100 GB space, if my file size is 100 GB in my file server, so they will create a 100 GB space in another location. The backup goes to the another location as a 100 GB. So depend upon your file size, they will create. This is also scalability that is up and down, depend upon your size. For example, previously when I am taking a backup, what we will do? That is, I am go to the data center, HP tape drive. I take HP tape and attach that HP tape in file server. So if my data size is 100 GB, they will only store 100 GB. They will take 100 GB space for my tape drive. My tape drive size is, for example, 1.1 TB, but they will only use 100 GB space. The same thing here also. There is no specific capacity, depend upon your storage, depend upon your file size, they will create a backup. For AWS or Amazon will take a headache and they will give you the SLA. They will give you uptime. They will give you uptime. That is 99.9% or whatever, 99.9%. So their headache, that is how they will manage. So this is called the disaster recovery. Any question? Yes, no? Clear. Then data loss prevention. What is meaning of data loss prevention? Previously, backup, up and restore data. That is also data loss. Disaster recovery, also data loss. So what is data loss prevention? Secure no data loss, right? We can achieve data loss prevention by creating a backups, right? And even if I am explaining the thing in speed, please inform me. So I will explain the things in slow manner. Secure data with password. Data, no, secure data with password. That is a different thing. Data loss prevention. What is data loss prevention? Previously, we have discussed disaster recovery, backup and restore data. Then what is data loss prevention? Data loss prevention means what? For example, if I have my laptop, this is my laptop, and I have stored my file in my laptop, my desktop, or my any C drive and D drive, and suddenly my D drive, I have format by mistake, I have deleted my any files. So rare, I want that backup, then Azure will provide you the backup. They will also take a backup of your machine. For example, any disaster occurs, then also they will provide. For example, if you have to delete your data, then also they will give you the backup. Or by mistake, if you have to delete it, then also they have to give the data. So they will create a backup of everything. Any scenarios, if you delete anything or by mistake anything done, then also they will give you the backup. Same I had to explain for the Outlook. That is in Outlook, by mistake, only one time anyone can delete the data, delete the email. For example, you have open Outlook and by mistake we have to press a delete button. So this is by mistake. So what it goes to the deleted item. But no one can go to the deleted item and then again by mistake delete that. Okay, that also possible, maybe. So again it goes to the recover deleted item. But again anyone goes to the recover deleted item and delete the button. This is the third time. So mostly this is not by mistake, but we cannot, for IT people not say that is no, we have not done. Mostly when I am working on a messaging parts, mostly user complaining my email is lost. So I inform that user, please check your email in your deleted item. But he or she said, no, my mail is not present in deleted item. Then I said that please check your recover deleted item. Then also he or she said, no, my mail is not present in recover deleted item. My mail is not present in my mailbox. Then what? But you are IT engineers. So you don't say that, oh, I cannot recover your email. Then in real to real cases, we go to the exchange control panel, and then when we when in future if you learn exchange, then you know that there is an options. For that, we can restore the email. For that, we can restore the calendar events. So everything have backup in a company environment. Not when this is your personal laptop, you have a headache how we can manage your data. For example, this is my personal laptop, my headache how I can manage my data. But when we go in a corporate environment, everything have backup because that is corporate data. That is not your personal data. So everything is restored, everything is stored somewhere. And if you lost that data, they will provide the data. So that is called as a data loss prevention. How AWS managing, how Microsoft managing, Microsoft Azure managing, that is their headache, that is their engineer decided in backup, in backend, but they will provide you the data. What you decide, that is where your second copy will be located. That you will decide. That is not Microsoft decide. When you create a machine, when I will show you practical, when you create a machine, then you will decide my storage is where is my primary storage, where is my secondary storage, where is my third storage. That we will decide. In previously, when we are deploying Exchange server, then also we will decide where is my primary database, where is my secondary database, where is my third database. So this concept is called as a data loss prevention. Any questions, any doubts, please ask. Done. Control. What is the meaning of control? Yes, I'm going to try to explain what is the meaning of control. Control over service. Very good, control over service. But what is control over service? What is the meaning of this control? Simple English word control. What is the meaning of control? For example, this is your mobile. How you can control your mobile? That you decided, right? Monitoring, restriction, right? Restriction. Control means restriction. That is, for example, if your data is present in your environment, then you decided you create some policies. That is how you control your data. For example, there is a features coming in tune, that is if I am sending an email to any person and if I enable the read option, the people can only read that email. They cannot modify that email, they cannot download that email. And we become messaging engineers are going to become in-tune engineers, and there is a lot of features, security features coming. Is an example, I'm just giving you a simple example that we are doing. For example, if I send an email, for HR sending an email that is, hey Anmol, your salary hike, that is at 10%. But Anmol written to their manager, my salary hike 20%. They modify that email. So what? For that purpose also, there is a security features coming in Intune in messaging parts. We decide that is if HR will write email, hey, hi Anmol, your salary increases 5%. So no one can modify. If they have to set the policy that no one can modify, then no one can modify that email. You cannot print that email. You cannot download the email. The same thing, control in AWS, that is, they have to secure your data. That is, unauthorized person cannot access the data. Wrong means wrong person cannot. There are different types of securities. When we go into details, I will show you all the things in a practical session, how we have to control the data. So control means, the simple word control is restriction. That is, we have to restrict your data. We have to secure the data. For example, mobile phone, that is, you have to set a password in mobile phone, or finger we have to, or face recognition. These type of security, same thing in AWS, we have to define different security, different policy to control your data. Any questions? Please write. Very good. So mostly, I think that is we have to explain what is the benefits of cloud. What we have till now explained you, that is what is cloud computing, why we go to the cloud, what is the difference between on-premises servers, why we do, what is on-premises, what is a data center, how data center works, what are the benefits of cloud, why we go to the cloud. Then pictures come here, that is cloud types. There are three types of cloud. 740 will take 10 minutes, so Ashish sir will explain all the things to you. 732. So types of cloud. You people give me the answer. I've already explained all the things to you. But again, you people give me the answer of this question. That is types of cloud. Yes, types of cloud. In 1 or 2 minutes, or you try to give the answer. Types of cloud. Private cloud, public cloud, hybrid cloud. Very good. That is three types of cloud. That is first one is called as a private cloud. I will again explain you all the things in detail. So in future, if you face interviews, because they mostly in interview, this questions coming, what is private cloud? Private cloud mostly they are asking, what is private cloud? Because public cloud mostly people know what is public cloud. What is public cloud? Third also important, that is hybrid cloud. Cloud. So three types of cloud: private cloud, public cloud, and cloud. So please explain what is private cloud and why I want private cloud. First question, what is private cloud? I already explained this thing to you in detail, but if anyone have not attended that class, so I will explain you all the things in detail, but please try to explain me what is private cloud. Private cloud accessible within the organization. And even dedicated for an very good dedicated for an organization. For example, a company. For example, a company. Dedicated for an organization. This is a 100% correct answer. That is, private cloud is dedicated for an organization. What is meaning of this? Dedicated for an organization. Yes, try to explain what is meaning of dedicated for an organization. Yes, please explain what is dedicated for an organization. Only a single organization has access to it. Nobody outside of that. This is what is the cloud. This is cloud. Okay. So, what is private cloud? Again, what is private cloud? That is dedicated for an organization. Dedicated for an organization. Why I want private cloud? Dedicated for an organization is a 100% correct answer. It is dedicated for an organization. But why I want private cloud? Secure data. Anyone? Private cloud provides a proprietary cloud environment dedicated to a single business entity with physical components stored on premises or at a vendor's data center. Because the private cloud is only accessible to a single business, this model offers a high degree of control. What is the meaning of this? For example, if I have a company, abc.com, but my some application have some dependability, that is some code dependability or something another dependability. Or for example, if I don't want to expose my VP email or my business management email in cloud, in that cases company decided to go to the private cloud. For example, in a live environment, if I'm saying you, that is for example Johnson and Johnson, when I'm deploying the project, Johnson and Johnson is a very big company. They're mostly, when we migrated mailbox from on-premises to Exchange, their 90% mailbox is present in public cloud. That is, I'm explaining the real environment. But 10% mailbox, their VP, CEO, they have not moved their mail to the public cloud. They say, no, we want highly security in this mailbox. We have not go to the public cloud. So for that purpose, they have not moved their mailbox to the public cloud. For example, some application for shared mailbox that use in some applications and they want to modify that application in future in monthly basis, and there is some dependencies. So then also they have not moved that email to the public cloud. Concept is what, that is private cloud is a same. AWS have big data center. In data center, they will provide you some racks. In rack, they have provided some servers, or otherwise their company is very big. So that is a case that I have already explained you yesterday, everything in detail. That is what is case, what is the racks, how we provided the data, how we provided servers on the case. So AWS will dedicate you some server and you pay more amount in comparison to public cloud. So private cloud provides a proprietary cloud environment dedicated to a single business entity with physical components stored on premises or at a vendor data center. Vendor here is who? AWS. AWS is a vendor. AWS have a data center. In data center, they have to provide some specific dedicated servers. And in that dedicated server, only your data will be present. No one can access to that server. So for the security purpose, highly security purpose, not security, highly security purpose, people go to the private cloud. Because the private cloud is only accessible to a single business, this model offers a high degree of control. Advantages include customized architecture, advanced security protocols, and the ability to extend computing resource in a virtualized environment as needed. So you have to decide how we can deploy the data, how we can manage your drives, how we can manage your firewalls. You have to, they will help you. That is not that they will not help you or they will, but they will give this thing in their dedicated data center. So it is called as a private cloud. What we have discussed, that is, we have discussed private cloud and public cloud. And after this 3 cloud session, I will give you one line definition for everyone. That is private cloud, public cloud, and hybrid cloud. So anyone please try to explain what is hybrid cloud? I've already explained all the things to you on the last session, but yes, please give me the answer. What is a hybrid cloud? Combination of both private cloud and public cloud. Hybrid cloud is combination of both private and public cloud, right? But why we want hybrid cloud? The question is why we want hybrid cloud. Private cloud, you people know what is private cloud. Public cloud, also you people know what is public cloud. But why hybrid cloud? Mostly company goes in hybrid cloud. But why hybrid cloud? Combination of both private and public. Yes, please explain this. See, for example, if I am taking the example of Johnson and Johnson, Johnson and Johnson have a very huge amount of 50,000 plus employees. So, but some people is a very critical users, say called a VP or management peoples or normal peoples. Some application has some restrictions, so they will not move that application to the public cloud. So in that scenario, if some mailbox, if some application they want in a private and remaining they agree to move the things on the public, then they want hybrid cloud. They sign an agreement for hybrid cloud. That is, I want this much space, I want this much server in a private dedicated data center, and rest thing we go to the public cloud. So hybrid cloud combines private and public cloud models, allowing organization to leverage the benefit of shared resources while using an existing IT infrastructure for critical security requirements. The hybrid cloud model allows companies to store confidential data internally and access it via application running in the public cloud. So hybrid cloud is a combination of public cloud and private cloud. Okay, so one line definitions I am writing here. So you people also write down the one line definition. Yes, I'm going to try to do the private cloud. Private cloud provides so. This is the definition of private cloud. That is, private cloud provides a proprietary cloud environment dedicated to a single business entity with physical components stored on premises or at a vendor data center. Write this definition, please inform me in chat. So I will give you the single line definition of public cloud. Just write down this thing. Private cloud provides a proprietary cloud environment dedicated to a single business entity with physical components stored on premise or at a vendor data center. If anyone have questions, doubts, then please write also in chat box. By the way, I have already explained the thing. So just remove this. Cloud. Public cloud, single line definition. Public cloud uses the internet to store and manage access to data and application. Only in public cloud we can use the internet. We want internet. First thing we want internet, and then subscription part, and then we configure everything on all the things according to our requirement. So public cloud. This is called as a public. Doubts clear? Written? If you have written, just say yes. Yes. Hybrid cloud. What is hybrid cloud? Simple thing. Hybrid cloud. It combines simple. Hybrid cloud combines private and public cloud model. That is, it is a combination of private cloud and public cloud. One line definition. Hybrid cloud. Written is informing. Yes. Written. Can you speed up the session? Yeah, this session too. Then we go to the other points. What is software as service? Yes, please try to give me the answer. What is software as service? Software as a service is also known as a cloud application service, with the most commonly used service within the cloud market. Software as service platforms, so platforms make software available to users over the internet, usually for a monthly subscription fees. They are typically ready to use and run from a user's web browser, which allows business to skip any traditional download or application installation. SaaS is delivered through the internet as a full functional service accessible via any web browser, like a Google, Microsoft Edge. With software as a service, vendors manage the data, servers, and storage, ultimately eliminating the need for IT review and streamlining business process. Software as service platforms are available over the internet, hosted on a remote server by a third party provider, ideal for small business or startups who cannot develop their own software application. Scalable with different tiers for small, medium, and enterprise level business. Inclusive, offering security, compliance, and maintenance as part of the cost. So, anyone please try to explain what is software as service? Yes. The answer, what is software as service? See, that is no. Yes, what is software as service? I'm audible. You can directly sit on that platform and start working on it. You can directly sit on that platform. What is the meaning of that? You can directly sit on that platform. So, what is software as service? With software as service, you don't need to install and run software applications on your computer. Everything is available over the internet. When you log into your account online, you can usually access the software from any device anytime as long as there is an internet connection. For example, Gmail. Simple example, Gmail. That is when you log in a Gmail, you just type your username and password and you can access your Gmail. Right? An example here, that is a Google Workspace, BigCommerce, so Dropbox, Salesforce. These are the best example of software as a service. The same goes for anyone else using the software. All your staff will have personalized login suitable to their access level. You no longer need to engage an IT specialist to download the software onto multiple computers throughout your office or worry about keeping up-to-date software on every computer. It is all taken care of in the cloud. In a layman words, what is a software as a service? Software as a service, that is software. We can access that software by using the help of internet. Where this software is installed, how they have updated to your systems, how the antivirus installed, which antivirus installed, that is managed by the vendor. So it is called as a software as a service. Simple example is a Gmail, otherwise Salesforce you say, that is Google Workspace, we are saying that is a software software as service. In single line definitions, I'm also writing you the single line definition. So introduce or anyone ask what is a software as service, so you just give the answer that is software as service is known as also known as cloud application. Also known as cloud application. When you go in a practical, we see all the things. What is a software as service? Services, also known as a cloud application services, is the most commonly used service. Service in cloud. This software service, also known as a cloud application services, is the most commonly used service within the cloud market. Mostly people use this SaaS, and their features is there are 3 to 4 features I'm writing here, not more than that is some features. Previously, also in the session, I have written all the things, but some people say that is they need more explanations. Just simple. First is available over the internet. Everyone knows this, available over the internet. This software is available over the internet. And second, hosted on a remote server by a third party. Hosted on server. I will only write T2 remote server by a third party. And most important, scalable. With different tiers for small enterprise level business. It is available over the internet, hosted on a remote server by a third-party vendor, scalable with the different tiers for small, medium, and enterprise level business. And this is the next is available first, second is a hosted on a remote, this is the third one scalable, and the fourth point is that is ideal for small business. Small business or startups. Cannot develop here. Offering security, compliance. We all people know the meaning of this. If you don't know meaning, please ask me. Inclusive, offering, security, compliance, and maintenance. Maintenance as part. Inclusive, offering security, they will offer a security, they will add all the things, they will comply, they will check your compliance, they will maintain as part of the cost. So this is a software as a service. What is the advantages with software as service? You don't need to install and run software application on your computer. Everything is available over the internet when you log into your account online. You can usually access the software from any device, anytime, as long as there is an internet connection, only internet connection required. The same goes for anyone else using the software. All your staff will have personalized login suitable to their access. We will give you the account ID, login ID. You no longer need to engage an IT specialist to download the software onto multiple computers throughout your office or worry about keeping up-to-date software on every computer. It is all taken care of in the cloud. So everything is managed and cared by the cloud. Cloud provider will manage and up-to-date your software. So this is called as a software as a service that is available over the internet, hosted on a remote server by a third-party vendor. Vendor will host the applications. Scalable with the different tiers for small business, different, medium, and enterprise level business. Ideal for small business, mostly the small business company using this or startup who cannot develop their own software application. Inclusive, offering security, compliance, and maintenance as part of the cost. If you have any questions, please write down in chat box. Otherwise, we go to the next one. The question coming is when to use SaaS. When I use SaaS. Anyone try to give the answer? When to use SaaS? When to use software as a service? Please explain scalable. Right. So yes, anyone try to give the answer. What is scalable? Okay, I will explain you what is scalable. Scalable means what? That is, for example, today I need 100 GB space in my file server. Simple example, today I need 100 GB space or my company need 100 GB space. But suddenly my business increases or tomorrow I need 1 TB space. So AWS will increase my file space. I need to pay for 1 TB for tomorrow and for today I need only 100 GB space. So AWS will increase the space according to your requirement. This is called as a scalable. Scalable, increase also or decrease also. For example, today you need 1 TB space, but tomorrow you want 100 GB space, so they will decrease your storage also. This is called as a scalable. Scalable means depend upon your requirement. AWS or Microsoft Azure will increase or decrease the storage. That is called as scalable. Question is when to use SaaS. When to use SaaS. Please try to give the answer when to use SaaS. You know what is SaaS? Then question is when to use SaaS. Please explain scalable with example that I had already explained. That is example is, for example, I understand storage content, but what is the scalable in software context? Well, what is the example of software content? That is actually what is the software? In software, in backend, if for example you created any applications or you created any website, or for example Ola or Uber apps or Facebook apps. Facebook is a software, but in backend what? Backend is a database. For example, you created any applications in backend, there is a database. And what is database? That is, for example, as Microsoft SQL database, Oracle database. So what does database want? The database wants a space. For example, if software that is a 5 menu present, and tomorrow you add some 2 to 3 menus. For example, you prepared any billing system in Visual Basic or Visual Basic.NET. If you have cumulatively idea of Visual Basic or Visual Basic.NET or C++, you have created one application. And tomorrow or 1 month, you modify your applications. You need some more menu on that application. Then we need a scalable. But mostly in backend, that is a database. In database, want a space. For example, in your company, that is 10 people are using Salesforce application. And tomorrow your company increases. And now 100 people 100 employees present in your company, then they need a more database, they need a more space. So just come on and scale it. So either you increase your software capabilities, menu capabilities, or you increase database capability, storage capabilities. So it just comes. For example, today we wanted 2 servers, and tomorrow or 1 week we wanted 10 servers. So scalable comes. And for example, today we want 100 servers or 100 PCs, and After 1 week, I want only 10 PC. So here also scalable. So scalable will increase or decrease both ways. So it is a definition of scalable. Scalable is a very important word in cloud computing. So you know what is the meaning of scalable, and you explain this thing when interview asks you that is what is scalable. Okay, any questions or still any doubts? If still doubt, please ask me or clear what is scalable. Yes, Viplav. Okay, okay. So this is a SaaS, software as a service, available over the internet, hosted on a remote server by a third-party vendor, scalable with a different tiers for small, medium, and enterprise level business, ideal for small business or startup who cannot develop their own software application, with inclusive offering security compliance and maintenance as part of the cost. Security, everyone know inclusive, they have to add include security, that is a antivirus security or firewall security, compliance, that is properly your data is monitored or not, maintenance backup properly they have taken or not. So these are the things coming. And as part of the cost, you need to only pay the amount. This is rental basis. Simple for layman word, it is called as a software on a rent basis. That is a software as a service. Clear? Any doubts? Clear. If you have any doubts, please ask me in group chat. Pass. So we go to the pass afterwards. Can you revise what software service? Can you revise what software service? Everything, this is a revision also I am doing. That is previously also I explained the same thing. Yes, we are doing a pass after that. We are coming on the pass. But before the pass, I'll explain you what is a IaaS, that is an infrastructure as a service. Then I will explain you the pass in detail. Infrastructure as a service. Structure. How organization can decide whether they need SaaS, PaaS, or IaaS. That I will explain you this. First, we explain all the things. What is SaaS, IaaS, and PaaS, and then you give me the answer how you decide. Infrastructure as a service. What is infrastructure as a service? And then try to give me the answer. What is infrastructure as a service? That is, infrastructure as a service is a computing model moves on organization entire data center to the cloud. The business rents virtual machines, virtual server, operating system, other IT infrastructure on a pay-as-you-go basis. What is the meaning of this? That is, when I decided to move my company to the cloud, move my data centers, move my servers to the cloud, then what we need to do, we need to create a service, we need to create a virtual machine in AWS or Microsoft Azure, and according to my requirement, I create all the things and we get the amount to the AWS. Pay as you go. Pay as you go means whatever, how much you have to purchase from machines, how much you have to rent servers from them. Also, it is called the pay as you go. What is a pay as you go? So it's a rental basis. How much you have to create a virtual machine, how much you created a servers, how much created the network, how much created a VPN, everything that is you give the rent to the AWS. That is called the pay as you go. The infrastructure as service computing model moves an organization entire data center to the cloud. The business rents virtual machine, virtual servers, operating system, and other IT infrastructure on pay as you go basis. The cloud service provider is responsible for maintaining all data storage, servers, and networking hardware, eliminating the need for resource intensive on-site installation. Example, Microsoft Azure, Google Cloud, Oracle Cloud, Amazon Web Service, everything. This is called as an infrastructure as a service. So it is very important that is, you know, or everyone know who is learning what is infrastructure as a service. I'm giving you the one line definition also. So if anyone asks what is the definition of infrastructure as service, so you give this answer. The infra, then after that I will fill the pass. Infrastructure as a service is service. Infrastructure as a service. Model moves and organizations entire data center to the cloud. Okay. Business. So business needs A as to go. Basis. So this is the definition, this is the explanation. Infrastructure as a service, computing model moves an organization entire data center. Moves an organization entire data center to the cloud. The business rents virtual machine, virtual servers, operating systems, operating systems, and other IT infrastructure on pay-as-you-go basis. Any doubts, any question of infrastructure as service? If you have any doubts, any question, then please write in chat box. Or everyone knows what is infrastructure as service. Clear. Okay, very good. Now we discuss the topics. That is whatever platform as a service. EAAS. Anyone know what is platform as service? Full name is platform as a service. Anyone try to give me the answer? What is a platform as service? What is auto scaling? Auto scaling means that is suddenly if your data size will increase. For example, recently 100 GB and it is increasing. So AWS will monitor your storage and according to that they will increase your storage. So your server will not hang up or overburden. They will increase according to your requirement. And after that, they will inform you that we have to increase your storage and get to some 500 GB and you need to get to it is called the features of IS. I am giving the features of IS, but you want the features of IS, just write on short way features of IS 2 to 3 points because time is some less. So features, features. So IS is already in definition, but just write on features of IS. Okay, speak loudly, right? So features of IS, that is highly. Here we have to take 5 or 10 minutes more features of IS. That's highly scalable, highly flexible, highly scalable and highly flexible. Second features, accessible by multiple users. By multiple users. Users. These are cost effective. For example, if I'm purchasing one Windows Server 2019 server, so their license, their hardware cost is more higher in comparison to AWS recharge. So it is a cost effective, highly scalable, highly flexible, uptime more flexible. We have to increase or decrease storage, RAM, everything. Accessible by multiple users, many users can access their user ID and password. So these are the features of IaaS. And PaaS, that is platform as a service. And you try to give me the answer. What is platform as a service? Service. What is platform as service? Platform as a service computing model gives organization the power to develop software without needing to maintain the backend environment. PaaS vendors optimize environments for each tenant unique needs and often include supplemental development tools such as storage resources, compile services, and version control. What is the meaning of that? For example, if I am creating one application and this application need .NET framework or some another application supported tools, so AWS will provide you that tools or that supported services. So it is called as a platform as a service. AWS will give you one platform. Platform means that is stage. For example, orchestra stage, you are saying that is they have given one platform. And in that platform, you perform your activities. So it is called as a platform. In layman word, it is called as a platform as a service. Means AWS will provide you one platform to develop your application, test your application, and after that, you deploy your application. So it is called as a platform as a service. Single line definition. That is the platform as a service computing model gives organizations the power develop software without maintain the backend and environment. The single line definition of PaaS. The platform as a service computing model gives organization the power to develop software without needing to maintain the backend environment. Okay. And the example of or features of this platform as a service is the features of this platform as a service is accessible by multiple users, Second, that is it is scalable. That is customers can choose. Customer can choose from various tiers. Various tiers of computing, they will check on a various level of their application. So ranging from various tiers of computing, resources to size of their business. Size of their business. Third, build virtualization technology. Virtualization easy to run without extensive system creation of each feature. So, again, first feature is accessible multiple users. Many people use this application. It's scalable, depend upon your requirement. AWS will increase. Customers can choose from various tiers of computing resources to suit the size of their business according to the business requirement. We will increase the size of your application. We'll increase the storage of your application. Built on virtualization technology. Virtualization means Hyper-V, VMware, these type of technologies. We have to create virtualization technology. Easy to run without extensive system administrator. Now, if you does not know how to update the patches, how to update the antivirus, how to update some .NET framework, how to install .NET. So AWS will manage everything, and you need to only focus to deploy on your application. So this is called the platform as a service. Okay. Windows Azure, Force.com, Google App Engine, OpenShift, Apache, Adobe. So these are the platform as a service example of platform as a service. Okay.